What would happen if you woke up at 4 a.m. every single day for 30 days?
Would you become more productive? Would you finally achieve your goals? Would you gain a secret advantage that most people never experience? Or would you simply end up tired, exhausted, and desperate for sleep? Millions of people have heard the claim that successful people wake up before sunrise. CEOs, athletes, entrepreneurs, motivational speakers. They often talk about the power of the early morning hours. But is waking up at 4 a.m. really a life-changing habit? Or is it just another productivity myth? Imagine setting your alarm tonight. Not for 7 a.m., not for 6 a.m., but for 4 a.m. The rest of the world is still asleep. The streets are silent. The sky is completely dark. And while everyone else is dreaming, you're already awake. Tomorrow morning, your alarm goes off. 4 a.m. The sound feels almost shocking. Your bed feels warmer than ever. Your pillow suddenly becomes your best friend. And every part of your body begs you to hit the snooze button. But you don't. You get up, you wash your face, you turn on the lights, and just like that, the challenge begins. The first few days are usually the hardest, because your body has spent years following a different routine. Your internal clock doesn't instantly understand what's happening. In fact, many people report feeling groggy, sluggish, and mentally foggy during the first week. It's almost as if the brain is protesting. Why are we awake right now? But something fascinating is happening behind the scenes. Deep inside your brain is a biological clock known as your circadian rhythm. This internal system helps regulate sleep, energy levels, alertness, hormone production, and even body temperature. For years, it has been trained to expect sleep at certain times and wakefulness at others. Now you're forcing it to adapt, and adaptation takes time. During the first several mornings, many people feel like zombies. Simple tasks seem harder. Conversations require more effort, and concentration can feel frustratingly weak. A cup of coffee suddenly feels less like a beverage and more like a survival tool. But then, around day 5 to day 7, something surprising begins to happen. The body starts adjusting. The struggle of getting out of bed becomes slightly easier. Your morning routine becomes more automatic, and for the first time, you begin experiencing something most people rarely see: the world before sunrise, the quiet, the stillness, the complete absence of distractions. No notifications, no traffic, no constant interruptions, just you and your thoughts. And that's where many participants discover the first major benefit: focus. Because while the rest of the world sleeps, those early hours often become the most productive part of the day. Tasks that normally take an hour may suddenly take only 30 minutes. Your mind feels clearer, your environment feels calmer, and your attention feels stronger. But just when it seems like waking up at 4 a.m. is becoming a superpower, something unexpected starts happening during the second week. Some people experience incredible increases in productivity. Others begin noticing changes in their mood, energy, and sleep quality. And a few discover a hidden downside that nobody talks about. Because waking up at 4 a.m. doesn't just change your mornings, it changes your entire day. And what happened next shocked many of the people who completed the full 30-day challenge. And that's where the challenge begins to get really interesting. By the second week, many people notice that they're no longer fighting the alarm clock every morning. Instead of forcing themselves out of bed, they begin waking up with less resistance. The habit is starting to take root. And with those extra morning hours comes something unexpected: time. A lot of time. Think about it. If you wake up 3 hours earlier than usual every day, that's over 20 extra hours every single week. That's almost an entire extra day. Some people use that time to exercise. Others read books, learn new skills, plan their goals, or work on personal projects they've been putting off for years. And slowly a powerful feeling begins to emerge: control. For the first time in a long time, many participants feel like they're running their day, instead of their day running them. But there's another change happening beneath the surface. Stress levels can begin to shift. The quiet morning environment often feels calmer than the busy hours later in the day. Fewer interruptions, fewer notifications, less noise, and more mental space to think clearly. Yet despite all these benefits, a critical question remains. Are people becoming more productive because they're waking up at 4 a.m., or simply because they're becoming more intentional with how they spend their time? The answer becomes much clearer as the challenge moves closer to day 30.